So, dear students, now the question in front of us: what is probability? What is probability? So, probability is a number from 0 to 1. Probability is a number from 0 to 1 means when you will find the probability, so we will get either 0 or greater than 0 or 1 but less than 1 means it is like from 0 to 1. It may be 0 or it may be 1 also. So children, probability is a number from 0 to 1 that tells you how likely something is happening. How something is happening, that is the probability. Yes, and probability can be either theoretical or experimental. So what do you mean by the theoretical and what do you mean by the experimental? Experimental, suppose that when you will toss a coin and you find out what comes out, what is the outcomes, means that is either head or the tail. So that is the experimental. Okay, theoretical means when without doing practical, when you are saying that either head will come or tail will come, so that is the theoretical. Let's see what do you mean by the theoretical probability and what do you mean by the experimental probability. So students, theoretical probability can be found without doing an experiment. Theoretical probability can be found without doing any experiment, but in experimental probability, students, experimental probability is found by repeating an experiment and observing the outcomes. Okay, in this we will observe the outcomes, and here we are not observing the outcomes. We are doing this probability without doing experiment. Yes, students, theoretical probability, take for example a coin. When you will take a coin, so on a coin have two sides, head sides and tail sides. How many sides on a coin? Two sides, head sides and tail sides. Since the coin has only two sides, there are only two possible outcomes. Because there are two sides, so possible outcomes is there only two. Okay, and it will either on heads or tails. That is the two possible outcomes. Which one? Either head or tail. So children, when flipping the coins, the probability that coins will land on heads is 1 in 2. Okay, because when we flipping the coins, the probability that coins will land on head. So head is there only one head and possible outcome is there 2. So 1 in 2. So what is the probability that my coins will land on tails? So children, how many tails is there? There are only one tails. So on upside 1 and possible outcome is there because there are two sides now, head or tails. So possible outcomes. So what is the probability that my coins will land on tails? That is 1 upon 2. Either you can say that 1 upon 2, that is the 50%. Yes, and what is the probability lands on head? That is also 1 upon 2. Okay, because there are only one heads in two outcomes. Okay. Yes, in theoretical probability of 1 into can be written in two ways. In fraction as 1 upon 2 and in decimal that is 0.5 and in percentage that is 50%. Yes, that is 50% also. And now children, this is also an example of theoretical probability. This is given that a spinner. In a spinner there are 4 colors. A is written in 4 colors: red, blue, green and yellow. So what is the probability of section with red A? What is the probability of landing on the section with red A when you will spin it? Okay, so there are total outcomes. Means possible outcome is there children 1, 2, 3, 4. Possible outcome is there 4. And how many red section is there? Only red section with A is 1. So what is the probability? That is 1 upon 4. What is the probability? That is 1 upon 4. How? A 1 in 4 chances can be written in two ways. Okay, children, in this spinner, a red section with A, okay, a red section with A is 1 and total possible outcomes 1, 2, 3 and 4. So children, as a fraction we will write 1 upon 4 and as a decimal we will write 0.25. Yes, how you can convert this fraction into the decimal? So what you will get, that is 0.25. when you will find in percentage, that is 25%. Okay, so but what is the probability? 1 upon 2 or 0.25 in decimal. Okay children, this is the experimental probability. So how we find the experimental probability? As we know that experimental means we will find the probability by experiment. Okay, so experimental probability is found by repeating an experiment and observing the outcomes. So when we do the experiment, so surely we will observe the outcomes. So let's see the example of experimental probability. Okay, here given that returning again to the bag of marble. Suppose that this is a bag and this bag marbles are, and the bag has only one red marble, one green marble and one blue marble. Okay, in this bag there are marble, one red, one green and one blue marble. So children, there are total number of marble is there. There are total 3 marble. Okay, how many marble is there? There are 3 marble. One is red, second is green and next means third is blue. So children, by theoretical probability, say that there is 1 in 3 chance. 1 in 3 chance means because there are 3 marbles, so possible outcome is there 3. So what is the chance of taking red marble? That is 1 upon 3. What is the chance of taking one green marble? That is also 1 upon 3, because theoretical 1 in 3 is there. Okay, so children, in experimental probability, what we will do? We will draw one marble from the bag. We will draw one marble from the bag. So suppose it is a red marble. When we draw one marble through the bag, so what is this? This is a red marble. If it is a red marble, so children, what outcomes we get? We get one red marble. We get one red marble, but total red marble is there 3. Total marble is there 3. If total marble is there 3, so what is the probability of red marble? So probability of red marble means PR means probability of red. Okay, is equal to how many marble is there? There are one red marble. Total number of marble is there, that is 3, means one red and one blue and one green. Okay, so that is possible outcome is 3. Okay, yes children. Now we are going to tell you what is the formula of probability. Formula of probability is there. Yes, P event. Yes, P event. P means probability event. Suppose that what is the outcomes of that? Number of ways in the event can occurs and total number of outcomes means total possible outcomes. This is the formula to find the probability. In other words, we can say that P events means number of favorable outcomes upon number of possible outcomes. Okay, number of favorable outcomes upon number of possible outcomes. Now we are going to do the practice of the problems. What is the probability of getting heads when flipping a coins? So probability of getting head. So children, favorable outcome is there because on the coins there are only one head. So favorable outcome is there 1 and total outcomes means possible outcomes. Possible outcomes is there 2 because total sides are on the coins, that is 2. So what is the probability of getting heads when flipping a coins? That is 1 upon 2. 1 upon 2 or 0.5 or 50%.